In the previous episode, we mentioned Michael Tellinger's research. We matched the ancient objects stolen by Mesopotamian treasure hunters with Farvahar and Elohim petroglyphs. We examined gold mines that were mined on a very large scale more than 200,000 years ago. We also mentioned the Nazca landing strip in the Mystery of Nazca Airport episode. The Nazca runway, gold mines, vehicle tire tracks in southern Turkey all date back to more than 200,000 years ago. Exactly at the time when the wise man appeared on this earth. There is no doubt that humans of the past 200,000 years did not have the ability to build such structures. Although their mental capacity was not significantly different from today's humans. They did not even have the ability to communicate with each other for many millennia, because they had not yet invented a language to speak and had not practiced their grammars to produce multiple sounds. A person who cannot communicate does not have the ability to organize and implement complex projects. Projects that require precise mathematical calculations and complex engineering processes. There is no doubt that these structures were not made by our ancestors in those years, or at least they were not responsible for their engineering and design. So, who designed these projects and for what purpose? Did another species live on Earth at the same time as ours? Other species that paleontologists have studied were all primitive and from a generation almost similar to that of our ancestors. Homo habilis, Homo erectus, Neanderthals. The construction of this project was beyond the capacity of all of them. To answer these questions and our proposed theory, we just need to go back a little in our past. There is no need to dwell on the distant past. Go back only about 150 years, to before 1862. We humans did not even show mercy to ourselves in those years. Anyone whose appearance was slightly different from the powerful and influential stratum of the dominant society was assigned to work as a slave. The further back we go, the more the human rights situation deteriorates. Now imagine how our civilization and civil and social laws were 200,000 years ago. Now we know that the construction of those structures was not the work of our ancestral civilization. So it can be said that no matter what the situation was, naturally, we cannot expect them to treat our primitive ancestors better than us. All the found fossils of human ancestors belonging to that era indicate serious injuries, and they often died at a young age due to these injuries. Injuries that are not similar to war injuries. In many cases, the leg bones are crushed by the landing of a heavy object. In wars, most of the blows are inflicted on the upper body, and it is very rare that only the toes are crushed by the blows. This type of injury mostly involves workers who carry very heavy loads. The most likely scenario is that our ancestors were also enslaved. But why humans? Quadrupeds are very good carriers, but they do not have the ability to pick up and hold things. Adult chimpanzees like us have the ability to grasp objects even better than us. They are even 7 times stronger than us on average. Why are they not taken as workers like horses or cows? Many tests have been done on chimpanzees. You can tame them completely and train them, but you cannot use them. The first reason is that they are not very skilled in doing precise work with their hands. No matter how strong they are, a chimpanzee will never be able to accurately cut a piece of wood in a straight line with a saw, and they will not be able to understand as well as you do and do exactly what you ask them to do, and chimps do not bend like quadrupeds, even at the cost of their lives. If we humans today lived with our knowledge 300,000 years ago, what would we do in the era when there were no people to enslave to build our mansions on their dust? Burden animals only have the ability to pull the load. Chimpanzees and other upright human species of that time, such as Homo erectus and Neanderthals, were not willing to obey due to their wild nature and inability to logically analyze the situation of fight or flight, and preferred death to captivity. We're giving. With the knowledge that we have of our own species and the results of various experiments, we assure you that we would certainly have done cloning and genetic engineering in such conditions 300,000 years ago. From gods to masters, the Anunnaki transitioned, and the newly created humans were to be their obedient servants. A type that has the ability to take things and work and build, and is wise enough to learn different skills quickly, and on the other hand has the ability to analyze his position in relation to his superiors. They create a species from their own image with a shorter lifespan and the ability to feed on anything. Don't miss the next episode.